Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Red Flood as Germany. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So we defeated the Austrians. We've kind of annexed them directly into our country. And now the question is, well, kind of like, what do we do? Because unfortunately, I've looked through our focus tree. There doesn't really seem to be a way that I can get rid of forced isolation. Unless there's like an event or something like that that will cause that decision to go away. Until that moment, we're kind of stuck until we get 90% world tension and then begin trying to attack other people. Unless, of course, if I can just see something. Like, we're trying to spread the revolution. We have all of our cores, but we just can't. We can't actually press them, which sucks a lot. Maybe this decision will do something. I think that's kind of the only thing I had left going for me. I really don't know what else. 2 off military and civilian factories for every Marxist nation. Japan. Religious socialism. Foreign Russian so government in exile. But that doesn't really do anything. It just increases party popularity in those countries by 5%. Which seems like absolute garbage. So we'll go down to that event, see what it is. Maybe that will get rid of forced isolation. Fingers crossed on that one. Because otherwise, you know, the whole world revolution thing doesn't really work if you're not actually able to do anything with it. So it's 1937. Let's go for radar stations. 101 days, not going to take too long. Do we not have a single aircraft? We have 5 planes in our country. It's not a lot, but I'm assuming most of the other countries also did not start off with any planes. Guess we're going to set everybody here to normal operation. Set you to 100. Set you to 300. Or 200 is fine. There we go. So let's like build up our Air Force as much as we possibly can. Build up some more military factories because, well, we're about even on civilian and military. But we'll just build up a handful. And what are we missing right now? It's mostly support equipment and it's mostly infantry equipment. Support equipment is going to take 155 days. Support equipment is only going to take 147. So not too long for any of these to really go into full swing. Again, Czechoslovakia, I think, is just going to be a very good first target. Because they seem to be the weakest out of everybody. I do need both, unfortunately. So we'll get some class warfare. And then we will do the network. I don't know what that is, but we'll get that going as well. We'll get all of our naval stuff together. One big naval force. But of course, France is our biggest adversary. They probably do outnumber us, which is not great. We don't know what they're exactly doing. Modernization without mercy. I think they do have the ability to attack us. I just don't know where it actually is in their tree. But 36% world tension. Unless there's anybody else I can attack earlier than that. But I don't think so. Which is a shame. Because I would really like to declare war on somebody. I don't know what's going to happen with Prussia, because Prussia, I've seen them join Germany before, but they, you know, they didn't go to war with them, so I'm not too sure what exactly is going to happen there. Maybe it's just going to be through events. We shall see. I'm completely lost in the tree because it's too goddamn big. Okay, get over here. It's going to take about 70 days for us to finally get that focus that we actually want, which isn't too bad. We can see that Czechoslovakia definitely does not have enough troops to actually stop us from invading if we wanted to. Does Britain have a faction? They do. They got the Commonwealth of Nations. That was Canada and all those guys inside of it. Nothing too crazy there. France does not have a faction. You know, there's no faction over in Asia either. So it's mostly just me and Britain. Poland, I'm not too worried about. How many troops does Poland even have? 31 to 55. They actually have a decent army. All things considered, they're actually not going to be a pushover when push comes to shove. I mean, no template for, yeah, the heavy tanks and all that. I mean, we can basically just, like, duplicate this and just make these into heavy tanks. And just start building one of them. And that should work out okay. I'm not too sure how many heavy tanks we even have. Right now, it's going to take us about 1,400 days to build them all, which is a while. But it'll eventually kind of sort itself out. We still got about 500 days until we have enough light tanks. So unfortunately, the CNT would not join a faction with us because they are currently a different ideology, quote unquote. Even though I would probably join the war, help them defeat France, because France is, you know, our #1 enemy, I would say. Even though I actually do not have cores over any of their territory. Apparently, we just hate France so much, with such a burning passion in our hearts, that we don't even want them in our massive European, I don't know, union, whatever you want to call it. That's how much we hate them. Early partial is better than early. Limited, we can't do anything with you quite yet. Unfortunately, we have so much political power, and there's not too much you can actually do with it. Might as well improve our party support. Does that do anything really? We're at 50%. So it could use with a little bit of boosting. 37. Let's get better construction. We actually got a lot of industry tech that we should be getting as well. All I can see right now is that France literally has nobody on their border, which would make them a very juicy target for invasion. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get there. At least not quite yet. Another division, sign you over to Brown. Got another division, sign you over to Brown as well. Czechoslovakia won't know what hits them. The goal of the meeting of the Internationale is arguably the most important since its founding. While previous ones discussed domestic policy and the road to power, this one will mainly focus on Germany's foreign policy and the way we interact with the world in the years to come. Questions like national self-determination, anti-colonialism, economic relations, and even the forming of governments in exile will put to vote by Congress. Class warfare cannot merely be a struggle of party against the national bourgeoisie. This next war will be a struggle of proletarian nation against the international capitalist class and all influence that have been upon the world. In order to break it, every tool in our arsenal must be used, because the capitalist will use every tool in our arsenal as well. Our conflict is just, as Trotsky says, a slave owner who through cunning and violence shackles slave in chains, and a slave who through cunning or violence breaks a chain. Let us not be, they're not comparable. Eunuchs tell us that they're equals before a court of morality. So maybe then, unless this is considered the Congress, and if this is considered the Congress, I don't have much interest in it, to be completely honest. It doesn't do anything, I think. Like, none of this does anything. So I think I can safely ignore it. The press reactionaries, war support, stability. Stability is already pretty fine. Research people is 10% will be nice. Effective change is absolutely nothing. Okay, so you don't do anything. You're also just war support and stability, and I kind of think it's fine. So there is nothing in here to get rid of. Just doing like a double check that there's nothing in here that removes enforced isolation. Actually, that extra research slot poly is what we want the most. Okay, national spirit, modify national spirits. You give us forts. No, it's, yeah, again, it's like just nothing in here will allow us to not be under forced isolation. I'm assuming it's just an event will fire at some point getting rid of that penalty, because right now, I don't see what we could really do. Like, CNT is definitely going to die in a matter of moments. There's no question about that. And you guys are going to be part of a brand new army. You can be the Red Army. You can be led by this dude. Who would be a nice secondary target? 6 to 7 troops in Denmark? Oh, that sounds very nice. And easy to take over when the time comes. Yeah, so we should be good basically everywhere. Support governments and oh, there actually is there going to be something here? German export revolution _ tag, anti-futurist action. Don't know what that did. Establish a Russian military revolution committee. There are many nations in this world of revolution where our such has failed. Anti-future country is blank. More than 15% support for the FAD. Who is the FAD? Unless it's in you? No. So I do not actually know. If we complete the Soviet Russian Federation government exile, looks like we actually can do some other stuff. Okay. Well, let's try that out then. Because maybe that'll allow us to break the isolation. Form a government exile for the Soviet Union. And then maybe the Soviets will be able to take over the Russian Empire. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe it'll go great, or maybe the decision doesn't work at all. It's hard to say sometimes. Probably actually don't need troops in Slovakia itself. Actually, we'll just go until it's not. Yeah, well, there we go. Just fill in our little gaps. Apparently, we make a shit ton of steel. Like, just an ungodly amount of steel in our country. What are you guys? You are the Volks division. You have like 1 artillery in you, so you could be better, but you also could be significantly worse. Fortunately, you're only like 19 combat width, so you're like slightly the wrong size, but I'm sure it's not going to make a huge difference when push comes to shove. Is there one we could also then do in the... Yeah, probably this one, for the committee in France. Well, we'll see if this works. And we have so much organization gain, 1. So is this going to go up by 1 now? Yes, it's gone up by a single point. Maybe when it hits 100, then it'll go. I'm not too sure. I'm guessing the FAD is one of their parties. Maybe the German collaborationist? Or is the FAD one of you? No clue. Not even a single idea. So, might as well get you done. 114 days, not too bad. Change popularity revisionist socialism goes by 10%. Brazil, like, mostly people are already supportive of us. I don't think the Spanish Republic even exists anymore. Meet our Japanese comrades. Just ability goes down, and I'm not even too sure why that would be the case, to be completely honest. And these don't do anything. So no, apparently it doesn't work exactly. It is all a little bit confusing. Avant-garde France has gotten a little bit bigger, as you can tell. So, if this kind of still doesn't really do anything, we're just going to go get that extra research slot. Yeah, no, I don't really know what this does. So sign you all up at the red. We're 38% roll tension. Like, I guess I can boost party popularity. And I kind of might as well. And see what it does. Because we're still going to be gaining a ton of... Well, we're still getting 1.63 political power a day. While having a focus, that's actually pretty good. Okay, so it's 1937. Get better encryption. We'll get better concentrated industry. All seems like good things to have. Guessing this is more divisions ready to go. Just prepare for a war with Denmark. If the time ever actually comes. Yeah, I don't think that does anything. As far as I can tell, doesn't do a god dang thing. Bonus of electronics, bonus of nuclear weapons, better rockets, all those things I don't really think are like that great. But if I get the WWII, we get an extra research slot again, putting us up to a very nice 6. Might as well go for the better extraction gain. Maybe we'll try to import less resources. Okay, let's get some more light tanks. Put 3 more factories here, 3 more factories here. And hopefully we can kind of start building everything up nice, slowly. Well, actually, both things go up nice and quickly, but still. This will no longer be a demilitarized zone. And your focus tree changes again? Apparently Italy just has a massive, massive focus tree. Who would have thought it? Japan's declared war in Indochina. That is okay. We'll see if they can actually manage to accomplish that. Yeah, but again, we're still at 38%. And I'm not too sure what else could really happen that would increase it further. Manpower is apparently low. I can't go up anymore. Because we're not at war. And world tension is not high enough. So unfortunately, we're kind of just stuck with what we have. But let's get the extra research slot again. We'll be the most technologically advanced nation on Earth. I mean, that seems pretty good. So that's probably going to be enough troops on the Danish front. Next army, we're probably just going to get guys down towards Italy and towards, like, Yugoslavia. All the countries that are actually futurist. Are you part of any faction? No, you're not. You're just kind of over there. We've already gotten our way to 13%. You guys are at 13%, and you are currently at 11. I don't know how this will all play out. Mainly, I don't think it works. Not to sound defeatist, but I don't think they'll actually do anything. Your mobilization speed goes down a little bit. I mean, I'm kind of fine with that. War support goes up, and war support's actually a little bit low right now. That seems fine. Let's build a handful more civilian factories just over here in the back. So what can it go through now? Attack and defense goes up, or artillery goes better. Probably want the artillery up, being completely honest. Probably a better option for us. Or 2 times 50% research for infantry weapons. That also seems really good. But I think it's going to be a good time to end this episode. So thanks very much for watching. My name is Anthem. If you've enjoyed, give me a thumbs up. If not, do you can always thumb down. If you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.